Alrighty, Roo, and cuckoo to you and all my nobodies now watching out there. That was unsettling or whatever, but let's focus on the carnival. I'm sure we'll run into Monica's being weird or whatever, but Monica's weird. Mostly has been absent from the beginning of the game, just sort of showing up and saying things occasionally, practicing piano, that sort of thing. I don't feel like I feel like this is a hobby that was supposed to be like us, like, oh, why start a literature club? Like, of all the things, like, I haven't even really heard her say anything about, like, enjoying books particularly. She just seems to like to organize stuff and want to be in charge of things, but not want to have to fight for it. It seems more like the literature club was a concept of people who read books aren't likely, like, they're high school students, I think, that want to read. They're not gonna fucking they're gonna be more like Yuri and shit. They're not gonna fucking like cause problems. They're just gonna be happy to be part of a club and want to read, and they'll do what they're told. It shouldn't be a big deal. It's like obviously that's not the case, but Sayori pretty much just goes with the flow regardless. And then Pint Size does well. She's a tsundere, so tsundere's got a tsundere. That's just all there is to it. And I just felt like she just kind of wanted to like have control over something without having to worry about the political aspects of people wanting to take that from her. Like, you can just say and do whatever she wants, and then also practice piano. So that just seems to be the case there. Still, and I just haven't really interacted with her. She just sort of is now doing stuff, and it's like I'm not really happy with what she's doing, but it is what it is. She does seem like she's meddling in people's affairs, but maybe she's just trying to help. I don't know. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? I mean, I guess I probably should. Still not sure why I chose a poem specifically. It's like, oh, I thought you would like this, so I would decided that was mine, rather than using one of my poems. Because I mean, I get why I didn't use one of my poems. I've written like two or three, and they've all been basically me trying, like when you don't know how to play darts or something, and you're learning, and you're like trying, and you're like trying to get that bullseye, and Yuri's the bullseye, and I just keep trying and doing a little better each time. Like that's it. They came out really nice. I'm sure they did, Monica. I'm sure they did. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets and laid out on the desks. Like, did you fill up this entire every desk with one of these? Like, are you that expectant that something this is gonna work? Oh yeah, they really did. I mean, wow, cool, good, yay. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously, and it will. It will. Good for you. Still not happy that we're doing the whole performance thing. I think that's stupid, but you're the boss. So yeah, I thought so too. I flip through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it almost an almost professional feel. Oh wow. I don't know how I feel about that. Us performing it is one thing. You actually putting it into print. Is that copyright protected? Do we got to worry about anything like that? I know that's a dumb thing to think of. Like, but I don't know. Some part about that just sort of strikes me, like rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, I'm not sure I like that, but okay. I recognize Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. Yeah, no, I figured, Monica had her way and was like, I suggested she do something that was pushing herself even harder. And it's like, she did fine. It was good. She did something outside of what she normally does, but okay. But also, I didn't even read the poem she wrote the last day because she didn't feel well and left, or this is what she said. So maybe it's that one, or maybe it's a new one, or maybe it's the one she wrote last night. I don't know. It's the one I haven't read before. Oh, oh, okay. I'm already worried. Like I just my head. Okay, nope. Okay, no. It's the same thing over and over. It's all work and no play. Makes Jack a dull boy going on here. All I saw was like the first like line, and I'm like, that's not good. And I thought that it would change and be more, but no. And I noticed that the title was just percentage. It's just the symbol for percent. So that's okay. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say this like because I'm not gonna just try to count out the number of times I say the words "get out of my head." But in my head, it sounds like I don't know, like you take like Kurt Cobain and you just sort of like this is like part of like not a solo, but it's just like a part that is just like after a good song, it just has this, and maybe that's like how it ends, and it sort of ends in a like like that's the outro. It just seems like a lot though, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, yeah, no, that's like I don't know if I counted accurately, but that's like 20 plus times they're saying this, and then just like get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Very concerning. And again, it sounds better in my head if it's like a Kurt Cobain like sung like Nirvana fucking style thing. I'll go with that. Maybe with like some Radiohead in it, you know? Like Nirvana, Radiohead, and Linkin Park all sort of like medleyed together. I'm sure there's probably a band that sort of reflects those pretty heavily in their influences that would be good for that, but that's not coming to mind. So I'm just going to reference those. And yeah, yeah, we're just gonna move on. But that was distressing. What is this? Reading the poem. Like, I gotta pit my stomach. That would just be so awkward for the entire class or everyone that shows up to listen to. Just to be like, what's going on? Like a bunch of awkward like coughs and people's eyes shifting around the room. Like, what do I do here? And then, oh, okay, it's not just gonna be all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy forever. There's actually other words. Cool. Oh, those aren't much greater. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Who else wants to join this club? Technique. What's wrong? Did you read this? Like, did you? Cause that sounds concerning. Like, you read it right? You didn't just like, yeah. Like, did you just like photocopy what was written down, or uh, nothing? This poem feels completely different from everything else Yori has written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get Sayori. So, well, all right. Try not to take too long, okay? He's just like, yeah, I'm already at school. I'm gonna walk back. I should go check on her. Now that definitely seems like a good. I told you you should have checked on her, but no, it seems like a good. Let's go. Just find her at home in her sweatpants and just being like, nah. I just figured if I wrote that down and just like I was said I was gonna perform it and then didn't, it would be okay. Like people would just be happy I didn't perform it. They just be like, someone should get her an appointment with the guidance counselor. I think that sounds like what should happen here. I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. For what? Monica calls out that out after me. I quicken my face like, eh. I just think immediately of that one. I don't know what anime or manga or whatever it's from, but that there's like that kid running, like he's like walking, and then there's like a woman or a girl chasing him, so he starts walking faster, and so she starts walking faster, and then they just at the end they're both just sprinting, and it's like I don't know what it's from or what the context is there, but it just seems like yeah. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sierra. Did I not? Is that not what I said? Is that not what I said? Go check on her. Like go walk her to school. Let her know that you're there. I mean, dude, you literally said you want to make sure she smiles every day. Don't you think waking her up and being like, "Hey, it's time for us to do that thing I don't want to do. You know, we're gonna go read poetry in front of people for the thing. Come on. If I have to suffer through this, so do you. Besties. We. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Yeah. I would have gone in and wake her up. Like before we were joking about it and like, oh, like that's too much. She seems like she needs some help, and that would have shown that you had extra effort and energy and cared, you know? Yeah, you had to carry the thing or whatever, but you still ended up being like the first or second person there, so I shouldn't. Yuri didn't even show up during that time, which is fucking weird. But whatever. Because she said she wanted to show up early so she could do the thing, but okay, whatever. You should have. I mean, look, I don't have control of my character. He does whatever he wants. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Fucking exactly. Thank you. Besides, I told you yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. Well, that would have actually been not making things the same because you didn't go actually into her house to wake her up. But you could have waited. I just get the feeling that if you got to school and read and had that interaction and she didn't show up by then she's just calling in sick, like that's but not calling it. So just don't yeah, don't like you should have just gone in. Like that wouldn't be the same, but it like maybe try a little harder to make sure she feels safe and secure and loved and you know, follow through, dude. Follow through. Be better. That's all she needs and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and I knock on the door. It looks exactly like mine. It even has that little missing plank piece that highlights the tree. I don't know if her house is it's like one of those ticky-tacky houses with ticky-tacky pieces and they all look just the same and, uh, or if it's the one next door, but whatever. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. I mean, but it's like you're friends. You can just go in. It's cool, right? But I think that's social Japanese acceptable customs. That's okay in America if you have the key to the lock. And I think that Japanese people, I don't know if this is still true or if it was just a thing or it didn't used to be a big deal. Times have changed, and I don't know how Japanese culture treats it now, but it used to be that front door for the entryway was like, oh no, we don't lock that. People can come in. They're just socially compelled to stay in that first little room, that little entryway. That what's the cool word for it? Not the parlor, not the entryway. Whatever, I don't remember. But it's like they have this little room before you like actually enter, and it's just a small room for people to take off their shoes. But you could just come in there if you're like a traveling salesman or a friend or something, and that door would be unlocked, and you could just come in and be like, "Hi, is anybody there?" And then you get welcomed into the house proper. But technically, you're already inside, The only thing stopping you from, like, being a robber or something is, you know, common human decency and social rules. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori, she really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. You should have done it this morning, but whatever. Waking up her own house. Again, show some, be nice. Do the thing. Be good. Isn't that something more like a boyfriend would do? Okay, I get. Okay. Maybe I'm misreading the context, and that's why you didn't want to do that. But you know, I don't know. You're her childhood best friend. She's going through a rough time. Like, it's an important day. I don't think it's too weird to go above and beyond. You said you wanted to make her smile. That would have made her smile. She didn't show up. You didn't walk her to school. Make make her some toast and eggs. Is that I don't think that. Uh, in any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori, wake up, you big dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Yeah, no, it's kind of awkward. It's like, again, where are your fucking parents? But, like, we gotta go in. Isn't this kind of a breach of privacy? Maybe? I don't really know the social rules or legal rules or whatever here. It just seems like you should, you know, like I don't know if it's a normal school day or what. If school is like closed for normal and it's a festival day, so you show up if you want to or what. I don't know how that works. But we got a club. She's the one that got me in the club. We got a whole thing for the festival. We got activities. She signed. She kind of suckered me into this with fucking cupcake. Okay, and we're friends. And if I have to do it, she's got to do it too. We got to suffer through this together. That's friendship. But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Sayo. What the fuck? No! The fuck is wrong with you people? I knew it was gonna get dark, but... The fuck, man? Dude, what the fuck? The fuck? Her eyes are so open and she's like sad and... Don't play the child music now! The fuck? We just had like an awkward thing last night. It wasn't... I think my body it's winter and I don't have AC or heat and my body temperature just spiked. I have to take off my jacket. What the fuck, man? Why? Why? What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. I'm just gonna try to get to the fucking dialogue real quick, man. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Turn down her confession. That has to be what pushed her over the edge. Her agonized scream still echoes in my ears. Why did I do that to her when she needed me most? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swimming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, gave her what she wanted out of our relationship, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. Actually, haha, fuck you. It's wrong. You're wrong. I just get the feeling that I could do the thing. I could do the thing different. I just get the feeling it would just be somebody else that dies instead. You know? Fuck. If I only had one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. God, they just keep twisting the knife. Like, my guy is just like twisting the knife on himself. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now I can never take it back. Never. 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 Please don't make me go back to looking at that. End. Is that it? Is that the end of the game? Is the game over? What the fuck? This fuck you. It's so simple. Oh look, it's what's going on here, man? What is happening with okay? So there's some weird amalgamation of all the characters and digitization and stuff where they're all sort of patched together over Sayori, who is now self-terminated. Like, I knew things were gonna get bad, and I knew things were gonna get bad. I knew they would be bad. Like, I avoided how and in what way they would get bad, but I knew that the general twist of it, that it was gonna be bad. And there's like genuine tears in my eyes. Like they're sort of like released and they're just sort of sitting there. But like I genuinely cared about Sayori, and I wanted to walk her to school, go wake her up. I don't know that I wouldn't have just found her sooner. I don't know that it would have changed anything. I don't know if even choosing the option of saying I love you would have made the difference. So that is really fucked up. So I'm gonna have to process this. I might take a break for my own health. I'm gonna point out, obviously, that her character thing is all sorts of whatever it is now. And then it looks like the continue thing is, I don't know. It looks like it's jargon. Yeah, there's that. So that's pretty distressing. and weird. I think I'm in a little shock. Like, I actually care enough that I'm actually feeling like the human response of shock. Like, I knew it was gonna get bad, and I figured it would get bad soon. And I was concerned, but it didn't have to do, you didn't have to do that to me, game. But, there's also this thing inside me that's welling up, where I'm remembering, like, as I'm playing over the events in my head of this episode or whatever of playing it, where I remember Monica saying something along the lines of me really leaving her hanging or something there, and that she knows more than I would think or something like that. And that's making me real angry from a human perspective. So, so how do we kill Monica? Because that's my immediate response to this. It's like, because I don't think she just did this by herself. You two have been talking quietly in the you know, and I don't trust your ass, and you're the last. It's like, I don't feel like I did this. I feel like I'm partially responsible, but I feel like you did this, and you got her to do it. I don't know what you said to her, but, I'm gonna see if this game will allow me to end you. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna do any, I don't want to know any spoilers. I would have preferred a little more knowledge, like, you know, it's like, oh, there's a little, things got a little sad or weird, but that was such a quick turn. It's like the day of the festival, and then I got to see her poem, and then I'm like, I need to go check on her now, like, which was good, but I should have, but yeah, we have to unalive Monica. We gotta 86 Monica ASAP. Because, yeah, that's, I feel this is your fault. This isn't my fault. You said something to Sayori, and I'm genuinely upset, even though I didn't spend as much time with Sayori as I could have, because I was focused on Yuri. And maybe that's how the game is designed, but I feel like the game is free to let you choose whichever one you like, except for Monica. Like, she's not an option until the very last little bit. So, yeah, I think I'm just kind of in shock, and I just definitely want to, like, you know, dial up the Acme Corporation and, get an anvil and, you know, some sort of trap, and then just, like, you know, Wile E. Coyote, Monica, because that you and I were enemies before, and this is now a death game. Between the two of us, I would happily go back and be like, you know what? Just fucking Heath Ledger Joker, like, you know what? I've just got my suit coat has a bunch of grenades on a string right now, and I'll take us both. So I'm gonna process my feelings and maybe do something else, because that came, like, they foreshadow it, but then they did I don't know, like, that was, why, man?